Okay, so let's start talking about the heated humidifier, the Fisher-Paykel. That Fisher-Paykel is a brand name, but it's one that's most commonly used in the home. The temperature is controlled via the temperature probes located at the client end of the delivery tube, which would be clear up here at the circuit, so this is the client's, and also at the chamber, which is located down here. This provides control over the level of humidity delivered to the client. With the heated wire circuit, the heater wire now has two independent heating systems, the heat plate and the heater wire. The heat plate is located right here, and the heater wire is actually located inside of the tubing for the circuit. This helps to maintain the temperature of gas as it travels along the circuit, eliminating condensation. It also means the high temps at the chamber outlet are no longer necessary to ensure client gas temperature. Now I'm going to review what all the buttons do on this version of the Fisher-Paykel. Some of the Fisher-Paykels in the home are not going to look exactly like this, but they will have some of the same similar buttons. If you want to know what the chamber temperature is, you would press this button here. You would press the chamber temp here. Once you press this button, it's going to flash for a second what the chamber temp, which is the chamber gas in here, what the temperature is. The standby button is this button located underneath this. When you press and hold this button for 1 second, you will have an amber light that will flash. What this does is disables the low temp alarms and reduces power to the heating system for a specific period of time while using a nebulizer, suctioning, or changing the circuit. It stays disabled for up to 30 minutes unless you press it again to enable it. The heater wire itself button, when it is on the green, that means that the heater wire is actually enabled and working and heating your circuitry through here. So it's getting warm as it's heating it. If you have the piggy tail hooked into here and hooked to your heated wire, if you accidentally turn this off so that this is not on, your Fisher-Paykel is going to alarm immediately. And until you press this button again to enable the heated wire part, it's going to keep alarming. What this is double checking is, hey, you have me plugged in here and here, but you don't have me turned on that I can actually heat this wire. This is probably going to be the most common alarm that's going to go off in your Fisher-Paykel. The temperature control and chamber control, which is these two buttons here, this is your temperature control and your chamber control, are two buttons that you can manipulate in order to get the 37 degrees Celsius that you need to have in here that's delivered to the client. A lot of times you'll find a number that works well, like for example this one has the 39 in the purple color and it has -2 in the purple color. That means that 39 minus 2 is 37. Once this would get heated up, it would get heated up to that 37 degrees Celsius. The airway temperature display is this little thing right here, and this is where it's going to show what is actually being delivered to the client at the client circuit, which is up here. So it's always reading the temperature that is reading closest to the client, which is up here at the circuit. This is the temperature that you're most concerned about. You should always make sure that that is somewhere around 37 degrees. It can be 35 and it can be 39 as long as your plan of care says that my 39 is okay or 35 is okay or somewhere in between there, but it should not be any higher. I'm going to shut this off now just because I don't have the vent on and it's going to keep alarming because I don't have air coming through there. Your set low, the purpose of this light is to warn the user the humidity being delivered to the patient is seriously low. So that would be this little set low down in the bottom here. If that's going on, that just means that the temperature for some reason is too low for the client at the patient. The mute button, which is located up here in the top left when you're looking at it, is mutes all audible alarms. The normal mute time is about 3 minutes. The alarm condition indicator lights will continue to flash until the condition is rectified. It will also reactivate if a new alarm occurs within that silence period. These little indicators on the side have like temperature probe, heater wire, chamber temp high, airway temp high, chamber temp low, airway temp low, and C manual. If any of these occur, especially the C manual, obviously we'll be calling the DME company that's providing the Fisher-Paykel to you. These here are just going to kind of give you an idea of my chamber temp is too low, my airway temp is too low, and then you can figure out if something's disconnected or what's going on with it. If at any time you don't understand what's going on with the Fisher-Paykel, you can bypass it by just disconnecting the tubing on the ventilator as such that goes out to the client and reconnecting the actual circuit. So now it goes straight to the client as opposed to going through the Fisher-Paykel. So you can bypass it until you can at least get the client on either the backup vent and find out what's going on with the Fisher-Paykel. So I'm going to reconnect these here. When you're looking at the hookup of the Fisher-Paykel, you're looking at the ventilator. The air going out of the ventilator goes into the one side of the Fisher-Paykel, picks up the humidity, and then goes out the other side and delivers that heated air to your client. Any adjustments that you're going to do on the Fisher-Paykel temperature should be made very, very slowly. Adjusting the set temperature by more than the alarm limits may cause higher low temp alarms to occur until the temperature control adjusts the new setting. So anytime you're adjusting these, just take your time and only go like by 1 degree or half a degree, wait for it to catch up, and then readjust again if you need to. Otherwise you'll have alarms going off. On the right and the left side of the Fisher-Paykel, on the right side or the left side when you're looking at it, you just have maybe a serial port connector and the tube or the cord coming out to plugs into the wall. On the other side then, you will have the on-off button switch for the Fisher-Paykel, and you're going to have the temperature probe socket, and you're going to have the piggy tail for the heated wire socket connecting in there. The client temperature probe, which is this here, okay, this one right here, is continuously monitored by an electrical circuit independent of the control. The circuit is preset to disconnect the power to the heater if the airway temperature reaches 41 degrees Celsius. It's kind of a double check so that if it does for some reason malfunction and it's not reading temperatures right, because this is separate from this, it's going to go ahead and realize that it's over 41 degrees Celsius at my client and it's going to shut it off. The chamber slides onto the heater plate, okay, which is this right here. You can take this off like this. It just slides onto the heater plate, goes all the way back in until it is locked in place.